Soye Savoir, we love Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In this bulletin, PM concerned with drownings. $20 million solar farm for Overlau. And poaching, a national issue.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Edwin Nunn.
Bulawinaka, 8 people have drowned in the last 3 weeks, and the most recent case was yesterday. Speaking on Radio Fiji One's Nanonda Prime Minister program, Prime Minister Vorengen Bainimarama pleaded for parents and guardians to supervise their children while swimming. Bainimarama said drownings can easily be avoided if parents stay with their children and monitor them, especially in picnic spots.
It's crucial for us to be vigilant while going out for a swim. We have lost so many children to drowning. Please be careful when you go to the beach, to the river, swimming pool. To parents and guardians, I am pleading to you to stay with your children. If he or she is somewhere near the water, please do not leave them alone. Make sure you see what they are doing.
The Prime Minister's warnings come as the week-long school holiday gets underway. Work on a solar farm on Overlau has been launched by Minister for Economy A.S. Syed Qayyum. The $20 million facility will reduce the island's dependency on diesel generators. Syed Qayyum highlighted that Fiji has for the first time been able to access $10 million from the Green Climate Fund. He adds the solar farm in Lomaimbureta will generate up to 50% of Overlau's energy needs among 27 communities.
In order to access Green Climate Funds, we have to meet a number of requirements, a number of thresholds to be accredited to access those funds. The Fiji Development Bank has been accredited to access up to $10 million US, which is about 20 million Fijian.
A similar solar farm will be built in Tavyuni. Some roadside vendors are still not willing to operate from the main markets despite being provided stall space. Local Government Minister PREMILA KUMAR says they are working on a policy to address informal trading, particularly for those who operate in public spaces. Kumar says the ministry has received complaints from businesses, including ratepayers, about vendors who do not follow municipal bylaws.
As a country, we need to decide, what do we want? Do we want a country like India, where there is no footpath because informal traders have occupied all footpaths? They've occupied parks. Do we want a country like Vietnam? When you walk on the street, they're cutting meat, chopping, eating, feeding, and cleaning the dishes on the street? Or do we want a country like Australia and New Zealand? Or do we want a country in between? Meaning that yes, we're going to look after the informal traders, but in defined areas.
The Ministry of Fisheries is establishing a fish wardens program to help eliminate overfishing and poaching. Minister Semi KOROI Lavisau says they've provided the necessary equipment for officials to monitor traditional Ingolingoli areas. The ministry has provided boats to improve monitoring since people are illegally fishing and diving in marine protected areas, undermining efforts to manage resources. KOROI Lavisau adds poaching is a national issue as they've been trying to address this for the past 2 years.
Subject of addressing poaching in our locally managed areas basically depends on Ministry of Fisheries to teach the people that participated in fish warden exercise the limits of the authority, because they can't do it in isolation, otherwise they may also be in the wrong side of the law. So the program is ongoing.
Hotel operators have been urged to lodge reports with police if there are guests who damage or steal hotel property. Minister for Tourism Fayaz Koya says support from the public regarding the Love Your Locals campaign has been immense. However, reports have surfaced of some guests damaging hotel property and in instances stealing appliances. Koya says not every local guest damages or steals property, adding most locals have been very supportive, and this is shown in the increase in numbers of bookings at various hotels and resorts.
Resort operators will report it immediately to the police. It's criminal activity. So, of course, it's not condoned, but, you know, at the end of the day, I think our locals have been very supportive of the tourism industry, and operators actually do know that.
Aspiring businesses are making the most of market days around the country to showcase their products and gain more customers. Some vendors who attended the first ever Riverside Market Day in Navua over the weekend used the platform to promote their business. Riverside Market Day vendor MANGEETA says the family event has boosted her business. Chan says the market day is only the beginning for her as she plans to expand her restaurant in the near future.
Now people know that, we have these things, they will taste, okay, if it's good enough for them, then when they see the restaurant opening, they will know what to expect. So this is like sort of free advertising for us.
A prayer ceremony was held in Lambasa yesterday in response to the suffering caused by COVID-19. Organizers say the ceremony was being planned for some time, but due to the safety measures limiting gatherings, they were unable to host the prayer session earlier. Pundit ASHOK MAHARAJ says since a vaccine is still being developed, the least they can do is pray for the health officials, the families of the COVID-19 victims and others who may have suffered during this crisis.
We are actually with this government of the day because the government is doing a lot of things. They're trying to get rid of this virus and you can see our country is very safe. So if we can help the government through our prayers, so we have all thought that it will be a very help to the government and for our country, and actually we have prayed for whole of the world.
Up ahead, first boxing promotion post-COVID-19 and Bua Rugby bags another win.
Bula FM, number 2 and seri.
Bula FM, number 2 and seri.
Welcome back. The first local boxing tournament following the lifting of certain COVID-19 restrictions has been announced. The Kiran Boxing Promotion has lined up 2 title fights for November in Nandi. Details with Felipe Naikaso.
It will be a rematch between Fiji's welterweight champion Ronald NAIDU and RAVUDI for the vacant WBF Asia Pacific Super welterweight title. Their last fight, NAIDU won on a unanimous points decision.
We were waiting for dates. Our venue was going to be happen at 22nd of June this year, but unfortunately the virus, due to the lockdown, didn't happen.
With the stage now set, the promoters are promising an explosive lineup of fights on the day.
Ronald NAIDU was the challenge. He was the title holder for the Asia Pacific title, and now he's been upgraded to a Asia Pacific, which is a higher title than the Australasian, and this is a milestone achievement.
They have also been reminded that only 7 bouts can be featured on the night, and this is to ensure the event is completed well before curfew.
So the Boxing Commission has looked into all the aspects, getting the approval from the government. Likewise, so on the application of Mr. Ben Krishna.
The main supporting bout sees Fiji's super middleweight champion Tomu the Neta Siri Golden Boy Ngonovo facing Silveni the Hands of Stone Nawai in his first title defense. Felipe Naikaso, FBC Sports.
The Boer rugby side had to dig deep over the weekend in its Vanua Championship match against neighbours the Kondrove. The tactical changes made by the coaching staff paid off in the end with Mboa's 2018 win. Head coach EPELI believes they made changes at the right time.
Our impact really lifted the game, and the timing of the substitute, and without the support of the coaching staff, I would not have completed that. The names of the sub and the timing of the sub, it really made the difference.
Fiji-born Raiders winger Semi Valemai scored a double as his side beat the Warriors 26-14 in round 19 of the NRL. A high-pressure system lies to the south of Fiji, directing a fresh to strong southeast wind flow over the group. Showers will be experienced over the northern and eastern parts of Vanuatu, Taveuni and nearby smaller islands, the northern Lau group and the eastern parts and interior of the other larger islands. This will become frequent from tomorrow. If you're going out to sea, moderate to fresh southeast winds, gusty at times, can be expected. That's your FBC News for now. Join us again at 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. Remember, in times of crisis, you need news you can trust. Get the verified facts from FBC TV, radio and digital news. www.fbcnews.com.fj, keeping Fijians connected with the truth.
Bula FM, number 2 NSR.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.